story worth hearing or reading in his new book. That's today's talker. Poppy Harlow, CNNMoney.com, interviewed the man who went from a life selling crack on the streets to being a music mogul, philanthropist, and husband to Beyonce. Talk about a turnaround, Poppy.
This is an incredible story. I mean, this is a guy that at 13 years old lived in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, had almost nothing. His father walked out on them. He was selling crack. Talk about a turnaround in his life. Jay-Z out today with his first book ever. It's called Decoded, and he breaks down, Kira, the lyrics of 36 of his songs and explains how they tell his life story. We got a chance to sit down with him one-on-one last night, and he talked about why he wrote the book now. It actually has to do with President Obama. Take a listen.
I wanted to make the case that rap is poetry, for one, and, you know, some of the decisions we made to give those decisions context. Why these songs are the way they are, why there's this certain gangster rap, you know, why this, you know, is taking place in America. It just felt like the perfect time to write it.
You've said President Obama had the courage to tell the press that he had your songs on his iPod. You've been a big supporter of his the entire way through. Has he followed through on the hope that he promised?
I think he's on his way to delivering that, but it's impossible for someone to take 8 years of our last administration and turn it around in 2 years. It's very difficult to deliver on everything. You know, I think he's moving in the right direction, yes.
You spend hours meeting with him, and you write in the book about that meeting, and you say, I wish I could remember one thing, but it was more what President Obama represents for you, people you grew up with, black children, black adults across this country.
Yeah, and which means all children across this country, you know, us first, because it gives us another face, the hope of, okay, maybe I can be president of the United States. It takes for someone to do it, for you to believe that you can achieve such lofty goals.
You insist that rap is poetry, and you wrote, Chuck D famously called hip-hop the CNN of the ghetto. Does hip-hop and rap have a responsibility to report and not just entertain, to take it one step further?
Yes, of course. You know, you can entertain. It's everything. Rap is, you know, it's entertaining, it's informative, it's provocative, it's funny, it's silly. You know, it's all of these things, so absolutely.
What did you learn on the street? Because you talk about being 13 and selling crack. Did that teach you something of how to be a successful businessman, or how we all are?
Yeah, all the things that you apply in business. You know, they say that he has great instincts, you know, but well, on the streets, having great instincts can be the difference between life and death, not just losing the deal.
And after that, Kira, he said obviously he doesn't condone selling drugs or life on the street, but for him that was the reality of his childhood. He also said, and I thought this was really interesting, that his most valuable possessions still today are his words, because it was music, it was his lyrics that brought him out, that gave him a new life. And when he talked about giving back to others, he said it's all about giving them that opportunity in the Marcy Projects here in New York, not far from where I'm standing now, to help those kids, because opportunity is what brought him up and brought him out. Kira?
Well, talk about not forgetting your roots and moving everything in such a better direction. It's pretty awesome story of redemption. Poppy, thanks so much.
He was